What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. I got a video for you guys tonight. It's not gonna be quick. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call this the day after the Game Pass price hikes. So this is what motivated this video. Obviously, Game Pass raised its prices yesterday. Xbox did of Game Pass, and a lot of people had initial reactions. We looked at the tiers and we broke down the tiers that they had right then and there. And a lot of us came to the conclusion that nope, screw Xbox, it's not worth it. We're gonna go ahead and unsubscribe. Now, everybody should know that sometimes when you let things sit and marinate and you really think about it, once you take your emotions out of it, you can think about things a little bit more logical. So I'm gonna show you something, and we're gonna go through whether or not Game Pass is actually still a value to me, a gamer like me. It still might not be a value to a gamer like you, but to a gamer like me. But this is one thing that I want to show you. After, again, I calmed down and I really thought about this stuff. So, first of all, when you go to the Game Pass site, one of the weird things that I noticed is that there's three tiers that they show, right? However, there is a fourth tier, which I mentioned in my video yesterday, but it's only view PC only. Hey, can you close that door? Close that door. I hear you yelling. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So it's got this tier here, right? Where it's like the hidden PC tier, which yesterday when I was thinking about this, I was like, if there's any tiers that I'm gonna subscribe to, I'm only gonna subscribe to Ultimate or PC. PC makes a lot of sense, right? However, after thinking about it a little bit more, now this second tier here, hear me out, could also make sense for a lot of people for the simple fact that it's 200 games on console, PC, and still cloud, and you're still getting the Xbox published games within 12 months of launch. Why does that matter to someone like me? I am not someone that plays games as soon as they drops, even when they were on Game Pass. I still haven't played Doom: The Dark Ages, which is a game that I want to play. I played Expedition 33 a while after it dropped. I played South of Midnight, I think like a month after it dropped. I played Indiana Jones a few months after it dropped. I played Call of Duty when it dropped. That one I didn't miss. I played that one when it dropped. I played Halo Infinite when it dropped. Forza Motorsport when it dropped. Forza Horizon 5 when it dropped. I played um, Hellblade 2 when it drops. So some games I play as soon as they drop, but some games I don't, and I don't mind waiting to play games necessarily. So $14 might not be bad, and I still get access to the console, Game Pass, and stuff. So even though I don't use Xbox console, my kids still do. So maybe that's still a thing. Okay, so okay, the other one was obviously Game Pass Ultimate for $30, which you get everything. But you also get Fortnite Crew, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Fortnite like that. Ubisoft Classics, which that doesn't really mean anything to me. So I don't know. So we'll see. Now this plan here, right, which is the PC plan for $16 a month. So again, just $1 and something change more than the premium plan. You get hundreds of PC games, but again, that's just on one platform. But now you do get the day and date. Again, for someone like me, the day and date wouldn't matter if I was to actually play the games day and date. If I'm not playing the games day and date, I don't know if that would matter that much. There was people talking about Call of Duty, like who's getting Call of Duty and who's not getting Call of Duty. I don't know who's getting Call of Duty, who's not. I think the PC tier is getting everything, so maybe that's the way to go. But regardless, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to look back at all the games that I have beaten within this year. So since January to right now, all the games that I have beaten this year, I'm going to put them in my Steam cart and I'm going to see how much it would cost to buy all those games. But I'm only going to pick games that are on Game Pass or were on Game Pass when I played it. That's it. So the good thing about Steam, as at least the way I have my Steam set up, is that I have collections on my Steam because I keep a track of my backlog, and then I have the games that I've completed. And then on Steam, you can also sort it by the last time you played the game. For me, you guys know me. I don't go back and play a game. So once I beat the game, I uninstall it and I move on. When we get to the Xbox side, it's going to be a little bit harder because there are some games that I beat on Xbox again, but we're going to add those. All right, so we're going to go all the way down to January and we're just going to go. So, Batman Arkham Knight, that's not on Game Pass, so I'm not going to add that to my Steam card. Atlas Has Fallen, Reign of the Sand, that is on Game Pass. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the Steam card. Do you guys want me to show you that it's on Game Pass? Is that how we want to do it? Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go ahead, boom, go there. I'll show you that it's on Game Pass. So I guess y'all don't think I'm lying. There you go. Atlas Has Fallen, Game Pass, right? Boom. So it's on there. All right, perfect. Let's see. What's the next game? Do this as fast as we can. So that was February. In March, Doom is on Game Pass console. So I would have had access to play it if I would have played played Ultimate. Okay. So it's not gonna show here because this is PC, but it's on Game Pass console. Deus Ex, that's not on Game Pass. I beat that one as well. Death Stranding. Death Stranding was on Xbox on Game Pass when I played it. It's not on Game Pass anymore, but that one was. So I'll count Death Stranding. Okay. And again, it's not about whether it was or not because now you don't have access to it because again, I'm not gonna go back and play Death Stranding. So having access to it for someone like me means nothing. If it's someone like you, it might be different. Okay. So I'll add the game. Here it is, right? Boom. All right, we'll continue shopping. All right, let's keep going. Doom Eternal, that's on Game Pass, right? We know that. Doom should be on Game Pass right now, right? Yep. Doom Eternal, there it is. It's on Game Pass. Okay. So we'll go here. Standard edition, sure. Look at that, $4. That's not bad. Boom. Okay. Go back to my collections. What else we got? Dead Space. All the Dead Spaces are on Game Pass, but you got to get the Game Pass that has EA Play. So let me see which one has EA Play. Okay, so PC has EA Play, and obviously so does Ultimate. Okay, but we gotta go with the one that has console, anyways. Okay, so Dead Space. Yep, this is on Game Pass. So we'll add this to my cart. I know that you guys are seeing the discounts. It doesn't matter. I'm not. We're gonna use the discounted price. There's no perfect way to do this. Okay. So we'll see at the end of this if it's worth if it would have been worth it for me to just play all these games through Game Pass or not. All right. Spider-Man obviously is not on Game Pass. Dead Space is on Game Pass. Who's out there for me? Add to the cart. Boom. Continue shopping. Okay. Expedition 33. We know that's on Game Pass, obviously, right? I'm streaming, Julian, or I'm making a video. Okay. Boom. All right. Yes, camera's on. Let me see what else. And then Dead Space 3 as well. Okay. Now I play games on Steam and on Game Pass. So I'm gonna show you the games that I've also beaten on Xbox this year. Okay. So that should take care of all the Steam games. Now let's go to my Xbox. The best way to do this is to go to my profile, and then this is going to tell me the latest games that I'm playing. So I'm going to throw Hollow Knight in there because I'm currently playing Hollow Knight right now. So, and I'm going to end this, all the games, if I would have bought all these games that I'm playing all the way till now, till September, or till October, I mean. So, collections, backlog, Hollow Knight. hmm the regular one. Yep. Continue. Bam. All right, bet. So Hollow Knight, I'm not gonna put Forza in there, even though I play Forza a lot. But essentially, I would have bought Forza years ago and would have never had to keep paying for it. So I'm not gonna add Forza to the Steam because yeah, it wouldn't make sense. Call of Duty. Did I beat any Call of Duty this year? Did I beat any Call of Duty this year? Or did I beat these last year? Complete the campaign. Nope, that was last year. Okay, so Call of Duty I beat last year, so I'm not adding that one. Ninja Gaiden, I didn't beat that. No, Expedition 33 I beat, but I already have that in there. Gears of War Reloaded, nope. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, nope. I think Juju beat that one this year. Modern Warfare 3, nope. Let's see, what else did I beat this year on Game Pass? Let's see. Doom, nope, 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 nope. Doom Eternal? When did I beat this? Oh, I did beat this year. But I already have Doom Eternal on the thing. Yeah, I beat it. I beat it twice. That's why. Yep. Alright, let's see what else. Alright, keep going, keep going. I know I beat I know I beat this here. Beat that this year, South of Midnight. Okay, so let's add South of Midnight. South of Midnight. It's also in my library because I rebought it. South of Midnight. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. South of Midnight. What else? I'm looking at these games, and these are just games that I've tried, so I'm not even clicking on it because I know I didn't beat them. You know what I'm saying? So I know I didn't beat them, so I'm not even gonna waste my time and click on them. I know I tried them. Hellblade. When did I beat Hellblade? Oh, Gears of War. I know I beat Gears of War this year. Yep, February. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. There was some dumb dude that didn't know that when Gears of War, when you beat the game on normal, you also get the casual achievement as well. And he just saw that one. He was like, he beat the game on casual. He beat the game on casual. Freaking idiot. Anyway, so here we go. Gears of War. We're gonna go ahead and add that to my Steam. Now, Gears of War Windows Edition is not on here. Only Gears of War Reloaded is. But I'm gonna add Gears of War Reloaded in place of Gears of War Windows Edition because Gears of War Reloaded is also on Game Pass. So to me, it's the same. And the other one's not on it, but this one's on it. All right, so there we go. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that might be the last Hellblade I did not beat this year, right? No, because I played Hellblade when it dropped. I hate the way this does this, bro. Like, there's no way of, like, doing a last played thing. At least I don't know how to if there is one. More rivals, no. I think that's it. What about Indiana Jones? When did I beat that? Oof, I beat that in January too. Okay, so let's add Indiana Jones to this. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This is on sale. Indiana Jones and Great Circle. Boom, add it to my cart. Okay, that should be all of it. I'm trying to figure out, did I beat I feel like I beat a Call of Duty this year. Call of Duty 2? There it is right there. Call of Duty. Call of Duty. All right. So let's add that too. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Okay, this is it right here. Ooh, all these games are on sale too. Good for Steam. Did I beat Call of Duty 3 this year too? Call of Duty 3. Let's see. Oh no, I barely played Call of Duty 3. Huh. Alright, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I played this year that I beat this year. So again, all these games that you guys are seeing are games that like I tried, um, and then just didn't beat them. And you could try them just because they're on Game Pass. I mean, yeah, why not? We do try a lot of games, but then you find your gems. I think that's it. I don't think any of these games I beat this year. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so now let's see how much I would have spent if I would have had the exact same year without Game Pass. Okay, so it's only 12 games from January till now. $267 is what I would have had to have spent from January to now on just games that are on Game Pass. And again, for me, I don't typically go back and play a game. So once I beat it, I move on. So having it in my backlog does nothing for me. So let's see, let's say, so January, so what's that, 9 months? So let's see, 30 times 9, 270. Holy cow. So even at $30 a month, Game Pass still would make sense for me? Even at $30 a month, Game Pass would still make sense to me? And I'm not even counting, these are just the games that I've beaten this year. I'm not even counting the games that I've tried or the games that my kids have been able to play on the Xbox because of Game Pass. What? $30 still makes sense? Again, this is just for me. This is just for if you play as many games as I play. What? So Game Pass PC would definitely be a benefit just to me. Cause I'm still getting the day. This doesn't make sense. Yeah, not and that's just 9 months. So then 1645 times 9 is $148. So 267 minus 148. I still would have. Well, let's see how much I actually saved then. Because I was paying $20, right? 180. So the last 9 months, I've dropped $180 on Game Pass. 267 minus 180. So I saved $87. I saved $87, which I use or I could have used to buy the other games that I have on Steam that are not on Game Pass. Holy cow. So if you game like me, Game Pass is still a value. What the heck? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I didn't want this to make sense. I didn't want $30 to make sense. But you just saw me break it down. That's just 12 games, and these are just 12 games that minus Hollow Knight because I haven't beaten Hollow Knight. These are just 12 games that I've beaten this year. I would have been the same as if I would have had Game Pass, but obviously I have a lot more games. So what does that mean? That means I could definitely get my money's worth off of Game Pass. I play enough games. If I didn't play Forza Motorsport, I'd probably really get my money's worth off of Game Pass. Holy cow, this is wild. Oh my goodness. So I gotta resubscribe now. They're gonna call me a flip flopper. But I play enough games. I already know what you guys are gonna say. Doc is a shill. Of course, this is that. Hey, I showed you. Hey, you guys, you know what? If you want, this is what you could do. You could go ahead and follow me on you can follow me on Steam, DocDark1985, right? And you could go look at my achievements. These are all games that I've beaten this year. I think Steam tells you when you got the achievements, right? And then follow me on Xbox too, because some of these games I beat on Xbox. So like South of Midnight, I beat on Xbox, right? And you could go ahead and look at me my achievements and see the games that I beat this year, and you'll see that I'm not capping. Now these are just this year. Holy cow! So how many games did I beat on on Game Pass this year? South of Midnight, Gears of War Reloaded, Indiana Jones, and Modern Warfare. So four games. One, two, three, four. But Dead Space 3 is also on there. Technically, I beat Expedition 33 on I beat Expedition 33 on Game Pass as well. So I'll count that. That's five. So five games. Five. Doom, I beat six. So I've beaten six games on Game Pass. But I beat a lot of these, some of these on Steam too. So like I beat them twice. Expedition 33 is good enough to beat twice. Oh, you want the thing? You want to play some Roblox? I might give Juju my ROG ally when my new ally comes in. I'll give you a whole PC account and everything because he's been using it a lot. Because his portal has been just the internet. Um, I gotta resubscribe to Game Pass now. It makes sense. I just gotta make it worth my while. Whatever, man. I'll take whatever hate I get. But $267 or pay for Game Pass and get the same amount of games that I could play plus more. Dog, dog. Or maybe just PC Game Pass. Keep PC Game Pass for sure is a steal for me. I gotta pick a subscription to get. Dog 1985. This is crazy. There's levels to this. We out. Peace. Damn, they're gonna be so mad.